Well, I am Oscar Scarpati SCHMID. I am Argentinian, by vocation, tamer and trainer of horses for my whole life. I dedicated my life to tame and train horses and study them almost obsessively. That's it. I started very early in my childhood. At 8 years old, I already had treatment with horses. I interacted with them because at that time, 70 years ago, it was very common. Everything was done on horseback in San Luis, where I born. So everybody worked with horses. This was very common at that time.
Era muy común en esa época.
I don't consider that horses or life can be approached with a method, but with a way of being that results in a way of doing, always with respect and understanding toward the other, reflecting, taking into account who is in front of us or who is under our responsibility. I don't consider that it should be a method, but a way of relating, respectfully, I would say amicably.
Simétrica, respetuosa, diría conceptuosamente amigable. Well,
I call Doma India what specifically our ancestors particularly did with horses. They tamed in a way in which they related, created a bond, became friends, and then, together, they made an alliance. And the Indians educated the horse by persuasion, helping it to learn, providing the horse with everything it needed, with a great patience, with all the time the horse needed. And I am careful to say that it actually helped it to learn, so that the horse, in an environment of tranquility and peace, could learn very carefully, with a lot of patience, and above all, with all the time the foal needs.
Con muchísimo cuidado, con muchísima paciencia y con todo el tiempo que el otro necesita.
In my childhood and in my youth, I was able to live together with Don Cristobal Luna. I had the privilege of adopting him as a grandfather. He was a pure Indian who had a biological clock in which he was never in a hurry. Never. He did not know what violence was. He always said to me, "There is more time than life." So that implies that he had a strong philosophy of life to live. Everything had to be calm, slow. I adopted it because it helped me to live calmly, learn to live with inner peace, and in this way, the unconscious ego do not betray you, and the horse shouldn't pay for our mistakes. Peace of mind favors managing and taming the ego, and you do your tasks yourself without trying to beat anyone. Then it is a way of life. It is a philosophy of life applied to train horses. A horse is, according to me, an interesting enigma. It is as if it were a totem, a powerful soul. I would say it is a spell that I could not explain why I like it so much. It is a phenomenal attraction that I associated with novelty, with beauty, with that inner strength that the horse has and that has given us so many satisfaction through centuries. To me, a horse is like a child who don't have bad intentions, is authentic, who shows itself as he really is. It's not hypocrite, who is naive, with an extraordinary inner strength and physical strength. And we should know how to lead them and understand, and to know interact with them, being absolutely aware that their nature belongs to them. We shouldn't judge about if they are good or bad. If we can interact with them in a predictable way, horses will respond predictably. Remember, they are naive and honest, and they give us everything we need in order that we don't hurt them. And we can do our best so they can understand our behavior. This way, we will get, as a result, a good and powerful bond with them. I always liked to study the nature of the horse and my own nature. And all my life I saw how the horses, with their clumsiness, the falls, the frogging horses, bite and kick each other. And I understood that game. And for me, it is understood as something non-violent. They are like that. They are that. They play like that. And what I did was mimic myself and copy the same game. In this game, they apply a great language. They communicate like this. They make alliances like this. They are clumsy. They can be brutal and even violent. So I do a parody and play how they play. But I always like it, and it has given me extraordinary results, is interacting while playing, not acting as a teacher for someone who doesn't know, but from the very nature of the horse, mimic myself and do the same that they do, and the result has been magical, fantastic. We establish bonds very quickly and we understand each other from the animal side. They understand the human-animal part. They don't know if we are human or trainers. What they understand, the same as children, if we play like children. Horses understand very well if we act and play like horses. I always made an effort to say that this is not a method, but a way of life. The horse has to be felt. It is not just about knowing the scientific information. It is simply necessary to feel. How to feel love, or feel the perfume of a flower. I can't give a recipe for that. What I am encouraged to convey is how one can feel, which doesn't mean only to love unconditionally. To feel is to have the intuition to understand their behavior and try to communicate with the same language that they use. What I share is that we can communicate with the horse when we feel a true passion to communicate with the other, to decode their codes, when a lot of attention and care is paid to that naive animal. So I recommend feeling, being careful, being supportive, not pretending to dominate by force, except in extreme cases, and having confidence in oneself, because the horse has an extraordinary sensoriality that they can note immediately when you are sure of yourself or not.
Que nota claramente cuando uno está seguro de sí o no seguro de sí. Entonces,
so the horses always need a guide. That guide must be us. That guide cannot be a tyrant. It has to be a companion who has security, equanimity, to be able to understand, not to argue or dominate another. So I say that whoever who have the passion for the horse and can be objective and give them the respectful and affectionate treatment that they deserve, that person will be able to tame horses. Tame means to relate, to make themselves understood in good manners. My recommendation is that in addition to the intellectual knowledge, try to feel in the skin of the
pueden
horse.
sentirse en el pellejo y en la piel y en el cuero del caballo.
I have to understand and accept that it is an animal, that it is an animal different of me, that it has a very strong instinct to survive. That instinct never stops, never sleeps. It is always latent to react. So, what we should know is that the horse can be brutal, reactive, and dangerous as long as we don't know or accept that it is an animal. So here we can't talk about love, tenderness, if we don't understand that an animal can explode instinctively, and that instinct is absolutely logical and normal. We have to know that they have instinct and don't make subjective interpretations. We must be very careful to know a lot about the horse. This means studying their reactions, their instinct, and knowing that the horse has two determining things, at least here in Argentina, where horses are raised extensively, and some of the horses don't know people for years. These two very interesting things are, at the same time, what separates them from us. I mean, the instinct fear, strong instinct fear, and tickling, which is a powerful sensoriality that is spread throughout their skin. With those two things, we can get to establish a very good relationship with the horse, understanding that fear and that tickle.
Entendiendo ese miedo instintivo.
We will bring the foal with another tamed horses, and we put him in a medium-sized corral, and the foal will be curious about who we are or what animal attitude we have. When he sees in 1, 2, or 3 days that there is not attack, that there is not pain, the horse will lower his defensive expectations. And there we feed it, interacting, making us known gradually and progressively, so the horse will understand that he is not in danger. This way we can get closer and begin to establish the bond of friendship and solidarity that we need to gain access to his soul.
Acceder a su alma.
Well, actually, for me, children are children, and they can be Czechoslovakian, Russian, or any race, place, or religion. For me, the child is a child. The same happens with the horse. The horse is a horse. And my passion, the privilege that I have had, is a passion for horses in general. But I would say that if I want to plow a pond, I have to look for a tractor and a plow. And if I want to travel the center of a city, I need to get in the car. The difference lies in the function we need. That's what a horse is. If I want a horse for jumping, I will have to choose a race suitable for jumping. If I want to run endurance, I would choose an Arabian horse. Or if I want to play polo, I would choose a polo horse. For me, the horses have the same potential and the same ability to learn and novelty regardless of the breed. That surpasses the breed. I like horses. I don't have a favorite breed, and as a trainer, I shouldn't and I cannot choose a breed in particular. I like horses and I like to help them to learn.
Sí, muchas veces.
Yes, many times. One considers one thing, and reality is in charge of showing us another. Many times I have been in danger, and I have had to make a step back to be able to reflect and resume an educational plan from another perspective. Horses with a great fear, very aggressive horses, horses with a lot of temperament and character. So yes, of course. Many times, all human beings make mistakes. In front of those mistakes, we have to reflect and start again, trying to find the window or the door that allows us to approach to that horse in particular. with this individual and his own characteristics of fear, tickling, aptitude, etc.
No se puede excluir un caballo porque
A
tenga
horse cannot
determinadas
be excluded
características
because it has certain
nosotros
characteristics
livianamente le decimos
that we
peligrosas.
can likely classify as dangerous. We have to tackle all the horses, for which we must take time to study each one with their own characteristics, and we will always find the place and the time. There are not bad horses. There are horses that have a greater defensive aptitude, but we shouldn't classify them as bad.
Es que hay caballos como personas.
There are horses as well as there are people who have gone through a bad moment or through negative experiences, accidents, burns, the trailer. Those experiences can be traumatic.
Y sí, me apasionan esos caballos porque
I am passionate about those horses because you have to be very reflective to understand their problems and find solutions. Many times we have been able to solve those problems or traumas. I have the satisfaction that I like this type of horse because it is a very interesting challenge and it has allowed me to learn a lot about horse traumas. With time, patience, tolerance and perseverance, they have been corrected. Horses that, being fantastic, had a bad moment that produced the trauma or the bad habit. Generally, the error is clearly human. Someone treated it badly or unintentionally made a mistake.
Que lo trató mal o que se equivocó involuntariamente.
For me, it's central, fundamental, and decisive to have a powerful vocation toward horses, to feel that magnetism that has no explanation, no matter the reason. We can call that powerful and inexplicable attraction vocation. No matter if you know a lot or you know a little bit or you don't know nothing about horses. To be an established, powerful relationship with horses, you have to have vocation. You have to feel the horse, not only love it, but also feel it. There are many areas within the equestrian world in which we can work with horses, but the same thing always happens. The horse is a healer. The horse allows us to reflect. The horse allows us to refine our feelings. The horse allows us to improve our character, manage our impulses. The horse always generates a state of satisfaction, of joy, of fullness when we are close to them. His smell, his attitude, his shape, his grace. So for me, the vocation is decisive, and anyone who feels vocation for horses has many options of things to do. We can take care of them, we can feed them, train them, we can ride them, tame them, we can play sports, but the important thing is to feel that empathy and give loose rein to that attraction that is healthy, it's healing, and it's improving for people. In addition, we must develop awareness of their tremendous psychological fragility. Horses are very fragile psychologically. So you have to empathize, and that is promoted with the vocation. The rest can be learned gradually. Well, horses have given me a direction. They have given me a way of doing. They have given me prestige. They have given me a way of life, a way of living, friends, satisfactions. They have allowed me to know myself much more, to travel with my family. Beautiful challenges, such as taming large batches of horses together, always enjoying the cold, the heat. It is a way of playing with my family. The horses have given me joy. I owe them everything that I am and everything that I have.
Me ha dado alegría, me ha dado todo lo que soy y todo lo que tengo.
My Whole Soul is a book that I wrote that cost me a lot of work because I am not a writer. But it is an illusion that I had to pay off a great debt that I have with horses. It is helping them to be better, helping those who want to understand the horse better. It is a great illusion. This book is the last song that I want to have. And in it, I put the expectations of helping horses to improve and broaden people's perspective about the horse with a deep knowledge expressed simply. It is a dream come true that will be available soon, and I am very excited about it. And I wish that people like it, because there is all my life with horses. It's a great illusion.
Y espero que a la gente le guste, porque está toda mi vida ahí con los caballos. Una gran ilusión.